is just fantastic. Captain's log, subdates 210706.6. Would it be wrong to put all Minecraft players in the cubes for life? It could well be the only way we can resolve this block-fueled scourge. I'll keep the creepers though, because I find them fun. Welcome everyone to the Halls of Injustice. You might notice, we're not where we usually are, and this is because I want to experiment. No, we have not shrunk the cell down yet, but this cell is earmarked for someone in the near future, but not for the person I would like to slap in there today. And there is a reason for that, which we will get to in a moment. So before we start, I am going to be streaming on Twitch tonight. If you're at all interested in some murder fun time or fishing, it is linked. Please consider swinging by, giving me a follow. Yes. So today's potential future inmate is 080. Marka Lee Bodine, B-O-D-I-N-E. I found out about Marka shortly after I had released a video on Candice Barber, Halls of Injustice, linked below as well, where I shielded it on Twitter. Not long after, my dear friend CharmingMan93, YouTuber called Mitch, tweets at me with a retweet. Another one, Meg. The retweet goes to Breaking911. I am not going to read that one to you yet. Instead, we're going to talk about Marka Lee Bodine, or future inmate 080. This cell, in fact, is all for you. Yay. I can't wait for you to be found guilty. The story we're about to tell takes place in Tomball, Texas. I know that place. Not going to say how I know that place, but I know that place. Hi. So the story we are now about to go through took place, as mentioned, in Tomball, Texas, but also happened in 2018. Yes, it does stretch back a while. This story is going to seem eerily familiar to quite a number of Halls of Injustices we have done concerning a certain profession, a certain gender, and certain illegal activities. So in 2018, Marka Lee Bodine started a sexual relationship with a person we are going to call John Doe. This relationship started up over video games, where Marka Lee Bodine would play video games with John Doe online, and it didn't take long before this blossomed and bloomed, which would then include Marka sending very inappropriate pictures and videos of herself to John Doe, which then led to the sexual interactions. There's another word for that, for the interactions and for what happened, but we'll get to that soon. You all know what I'm going to say. Yeah. And while many would consider a lot of this to be foreplay, there is a darker name for it. An obviously darker name. This relationship lasted for 3 years. 3 years, and only ended with the police getting involved and the school board. So I've gathered by now you've all guessed where this is going. Because John Doe got a bit overwhelmed. Understandably so. Because John Doe's 13 years old, Marka is 31, and so that meant by definition she was in fact grooming and raping a child. Texas takes this quite seriously. Obviously at the moment it is still all alleged, but I'm still going to go through it. Mostly because I hadn't realised until I completed my notes that I had pinned this as a comment on my Discord server where I do all my work as Halls of Injustice and not potential Halls of Injustice. The word potential usually means that it is marked as something I will cover if and when it is concluded, but I made a mistake and didn't put potential there. Oops. So in April of 2021, John Doe approached the school and told them of what was happening. They then went to the police, who swiftly arrested Marka Lee Bodine, and the school, as a response, did in fact put her on indefinite leave by suspending her, which means very little as she has since gone on to resign. Another rather sordid aspect of this is that Marka had originally been married, but not long after starting this air quotes relationship, grooming of course, of John Doe, she had actually gotten divorced and moved. Where did she move, you ask? She moved to the same apartment building complex as the one that John Doe resided within, although there is no mention yet of any sexual interactions taking place within that building. Instead, Marka preferred to rape the boy in the classroom or in her car. At present, the Tomball Police Chief Jeff Burt believes that this is a definite cry for help, after he had, John Doe that is, reached out to a school, reached out to the police department as well. So he himself believes that the boy John Doe became overwhelmed with it and felt the only way forward and to free himself was to get help, which he's well within his right to do. It is a shame, of course, this didn't happen sooner, but I'm glad it has happened, because nobody should ever be put in a position that this child has allegedly been put in. I do not care for this whole teacher taking advantage of a student thing. It has become so cliche. Within this series, The Halls of Injustice, the vast majority of female perps that are women are teachers who have taken advantage of boys. And in every single one, it always references in all the articles that I have sourced, teacher has sex with minor. Allow me to give you first of all the correct word, or words. Statutory rape. That's what it is. It is also grooming, and while I'm sure many consider it, the criminals especially, a power play, it also looks like somebody who's trying to mother a child and take it too far. Which is where I'm sure many will argue, "Oh, but the mental health of the person involved who committed the crime." Like I care. These cells exist for a reason. Most of the current investigation indicates that it's been about 2.5 to 3 years, and it does appear that this is one of those cases where grooming of the child was involved. In other words, getting the person to feel trusted initially. Marka Lee Bodine actually claimed to the school officials that this former student had harassed her, threatened to hurt her, and was manipulating private pictures of her. She has currently been bailed out on a $100,000 bond and is awaiting trial. I will keep people updated on this. There's a little more to this, because the boy also left the school. He is in fact no longer attending any schools within this district. And at such a young age, you can be sure if Marka Lee Bodine is in fact guilty, he will have to get help to get back on his feet so he doesn't live a life that he doesn't deserve, i.e. one of constantly feeling like crap because of what someone did to him. No trust issues there, right? Do I need my sarcasm sign for that? I figured to finish the video I would address something I wrote in my notes. My issue here at the Cubes is that we keep on having the same type of female perpetrators. It is to me a massive indicator of how people like to commit their crimes. While there's also a varying level of male malevolence, there's an odd similarity to the vast majority of female perp crimes. I find it quite strange, and yes, I know I've said this before, but it is a very strange thing that these type of crimes keep cropping up. And I don't go looking for them, by the way. I really don't. Yes, 1 or 2 have been sent to me. This series is quite long though. You will notice, if you watched most of it, genuinely, there is a vast majority of difference in the crimes committed by the guys. But the ladies, I don't get it. Positions of trust and children, it's always the same. That's not necessarily a bad thing when it comes to reporting, because I'm more than happy to put them on blast and stick them in these cubes for life. No one should have the right to touch a child, and those that do deserve the most severe of punishments, especially these types of people. Of course, with Marka Lee Bodine, it is alleged, and I'm waiting on a conclusion. I will of course report on that, and if she is in fact found guilty, yeah, this cell's all hers. We'll keep it on hold. Now, as we're done, I would like to know what you all think. Please do let me know in the comments down below and drive up that engagement by smashing the like. If I don't see you on Twitch, have a fantastic day. The next one, by the way, will actually have someone who's in prison. And thank you all very much for listening.